This video will show you why you should not run Facebook ads as a newer coach. So if you are a new or growing coach who's been told that Facebook or Instagram ads are the fastest way to get coaching clients, I need to stop you right there before you waste thousands of dollars like so many coaches that I've worked with. You've probably been dreaming about having a simple system where you just run some ads and suddenly you have a calendar full of high-paying coaching clients working with people that you love. But while every guru out there is telling you that meta ads are easy, that you just need to throw up an ad and clients will start flowing on in, the reality is that most new coaches who run ads end up frustrated and losing money. Hi, I'm Christy Mims, the founder of Coach Pony, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why you should not run ads as a new coach, what you should focus on instead to actually get consistent paying clients, and when, if at all, running ads would become worthwhile for you and for your coaching business. So ready? Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with the Facebook ad myth. The first reason you should hold off on Facebook ads, and it's the lie that you've been sold. So the big advertising companies like Facebook, Google, or TikTok, and a lot of the online marketing gurus out there want you to believe that getting clients is as simple as putting up an ad and then just watching the money come in. They make it sound like you just need a small budget and a few clicks and poof, your calendar is full. They'll tell you that ads are a real driver to your sales funnel and a way to increase your reach. And it's easy to get sucked into this dream because it sounds great. I mean, especially when you see headlines promising six-figure months and maybe even millions in revenue from ad campaigns. But what they don't tell you is that running a profitable ad campaign is tricky. And it needs lots of things to go right and work properly. It requires some specialized knowledge to set up. It requires time and attention to manage the ad campaign once it's running. You've got to love testing, and you also need to love data and looking at your data and testing and tweaking. And most importantly, ads don't actually get you customers. They just get you awareness and traffic to your website. So let me say that again because it's actually really important. Ads don't get you customers. They just get you traffic to your website. So ads get you a picture or a video on someone's phone in the middle of a million pictures of cats and videos of Taylor Swift. And if you're lucky, someone will see your ad. And if you're really lucky, they're maybe interested in coaching. So they look at your ad for more than half a second. And if you're really, really lucky, they might click on your ad and go to your website, which they might look at for a second or two before they bounce and leave. Now, if your website connects with them perfectly, maybe they'll stay for a few seconds and they'll scroll down and check out what you are offering. And if your offer and the price is just right, maybe they'll sign up to get on your calendar for a consult. And if you are good at selling, maybe 25% or a little bit more of those people will buy your coaching. So see what I mean about tricky? Lots of things have to work in your coaching business before an ad gets you a paying customer. And I've seen so many coaches lose thousands of dollars on ads with nothing to show for it. They put their faith in paid traffic, thinking it's going to solve all of their problems. But the truth is, ads don't work if you're trying to use them as a band-aid for a broken business. They are a tool to amplify what's already working, not to fix what's not. So this is a mistake a lot of new coaches make. They launch their business entirely reliant on ads, lacking the fundamental skills and business systems needed to turn that ad traffic into paying customers. Now, they might have a beautifully designed ad that gets clicks, but then the person lands on a website that's confusing or looks at an offer that's not clear. Or they get on a sales call and they don't know how to sell coaching without feeling sleazy, so that new potential client walks away. All of that money spent on the ad is then completely wasted. So before you even think about ads, you really need to build a solid foundation on what I call the core 5 business systems: a marketing system, an education system, which is usually your website, a conversion system, this is your sales skills where you take people from browsing to buying, an onboarding system to set them up for success, and of course, your coaching system. Now, without these in place, you're just spending money to put pictures on Instagram and pouring expensive water into a very leaky bucket. Okay. Now that we've broken down the myths surrounding ads, it's time to go under the hood and talk about the costs and the terminology that you need to understand before you ever start on ads. But before we do that, I want to tell you quickly about the free webinar I'm hosting next week, all about how you can get clients without using social media or spending money on ads. You can sign up for free using the link in the description below. But anyway, let's talk about some terms that those ad gurus love to throw around to sound smart. All right, you've probably heard of ROAS, or return on ad spend. It's the ad version of the business term ROI, or return on investment. In simple terms, this is the money that you make for every dollar you spend on an ad. So, for example, a ROAS of 2 means you make $2 for every $1 that you spend, which sounds great on paper, but for a new coach, it's difficult to achieve a profitable ROAS right out of the gate. So why is this? It's because a good ROAS requires you to have an offer and a sales process that both really work. It also requires you to have a good cost per click, or CPC. CPC is how ad companies usually charge you for your ads. The cost per click depends on a lot of variables, like how warm your audience is to your network, and if they know you already, or if you are a complete stranger. So how relevant your ads are to your audience, like are they interested in this topic? And even how active organically you are on that social media platform matters. So if you're just getting started and you're trying to experiment with ads, you'll likely have a really high cost per click, or CPC, to start. And if your website isn't turning people into customers, you're paying for expensive clicks that go nowhere. Facebook and Google's algorithms are honestly incredibly complex. They need data to work for you. And as a new coach, you've just got very little of it. You need to spend time and money to teach the algorithm who your ideal client is. But even when you do find your target audience and you get them to click, the ad traffic won't convert if you haven't mastered your offer, your pricing, and your sales skills. So this is the difference between a thriving business and an expensive hobby. You need to have the right pieces in place to turn that ad traffic into paying customers. So really, it's about being strategic and not just spending money and hoping for the best. Okay, so we've covered the myths, we've covered the costs, and we've covered the terminology. And your next question is probably this one: when should I run ads? Will there ever be a day this is going to work for me? So good question, and I want to get into that right now. So when should you actually consider running ads? The answer is simple: when you have a proven business model that you want to amplify. You should already have mastered your 5 core business systems: your marketing, education, conversion, onboarding, and coaching systems. You should have a clear, profitable, and highly converting offer that you absolutely know works. You also know how many people need to visit your sales page or do a consult with you in order to get one paying client in your group program or your private program, because you've got that data. And most importantly, you should feel like the biggest limitation in your business is the size of the audience you are reaching. Everything is already working relatively smoothly, so all you need to do in this point is reach more people. So at this point, and only at this point, are you ready to take on the time, energy, and the money challenge of paid ads? Until then, I would love for you to focus on building your business on a very solid foundation, one conversation and one piece of content at a time. It's not as flashy as running an ad campaign, but it's what builds a sustainable business that actually pays you what you are worth. So that's exactly why you shouldn't run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, or Google ads as a newer coach, or at least not yet. I hope this video saved you from making the expensive mistakes I've seen hundreds of other coaches make, and showed you that there's a much better path to building a successful coaching business, especially in the beginning. Now, I'm hosting 2 free webinars next week around how to get coaching clients without social media or paid ads, which will show you exactly how you can avoid all of the things I've talked about today while still signing high-paying clients. Without Instagram, without Facebook, without even YouTube, without TikTok, without any social media. So click the link in the description below to secure your place today. It's absolutely free and it's going to be jam-packed. So I'm hosting 2 different sessions across 2 days at 2 times, so that no matter where you are in the world, you can attend one of these free classes and take the first step towards changing your business and your life forever. All right, that's all I've got for you today. So I'm cheering you on in your coaching business, and I just want to remind you that you can absolutely do this.